course, this is your girl Taz,
And your girl Shaft.
and we're your host on TLD. Today's topic is on artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence, also known as AIs? AI is a machine that can solve problems that humans perform using natural intelligence. It is operative in many fields and industries such as medicine, agriculture, cybersecurity, fintech, manufacturing, journalism, and entertainment. AI can design computer chips faster than humans, generate news, and personalize websites and apps for users. AI was first conceptualized in the 1600s by a person named Leibniz. I may be saying it wrong, so excuse me for that. But the term artificial intelligence originated in 1956 by a person by the name of McCarthy. AI can also interact with humans through voice assistants like Siri, which many use today. So I couldn't believe it. I'm like, God, 1600s?
Yeah,
That's why
I
I said
thought it was the 1950s.
it
But
just goes to show you. They said that was when the term artificial intelligence
mm,
originated. So yeah, I'm like, wow, interesting. Um, I know here I live in Texas for those who don't know, and we have one of the first automated McDonald restaurants in the United States. And it has no human cashiers and an order ahead drive through lane for customers who are already ordered. They said the restaurant reportedly requires no human contact from orders or meal pickups and in the dining room or the drive through. The branch is fully automated and requires no human contact to pick up orders or place your orders. They said
mm,
customers can order through touch screens and conveyor belts. The restaurant employs a team comparable to that of a traditional McDonald's. So I was like, wow. I keep
that
saying
is
I want to go
something.
just to kind of see it. Apparently, it had went viral. I think someone had went there and kind of documented. You know, a lot of people out on YouTube and stuff, they're bloggers, and I don't know, maybe they was doing some kind of food blog or something like that. So from my understanding, they had went there and I guess it went viral. So I said I might have to go. I'm in Fort Worth, so I have to
How
find out
far
the
is it from you?
location. I'm not sure, so I have to look it up. I'm gonna try to go. I keep saying it, and I just it kind of slips my mind, but I'm gonna definitely and check it out, take some pictures, and just see.
Yeah, that would be interesting. And it's
Hmm.
funny because a lot of times with AI job job replacement, we think it's the low end jobs that are being affected. We think that just like cashiers, and not, and I don't want to call that a low end job, but we think that more basic jobs are going to go away because of AI. But look in the case at the McDonald's, you have management that's not there anymore. So
Hmm.
it's multiple levels of people that are going to be affected by AI.
Right, right, right. Yeah, absolutely. You know, like with anything, they say it's a gift and a curse, you know. So we'll see. But it's still interesting, you know, because you used to see these things growing up and you know, see like different movies that talked about technology and they used to show you this this world of technology, you know, just different movies back in the days. And then to think that slowly but surely we're coming to that. You know what I'm saying? Like to the
Yes.
flying cars, to like I said, look at the McDonald's where it's ran by computers. Um, you know, I hear people go to certain restaurants and the computer, you know, the robots are bringing the food and just certain things, you know, they
Mhm.
incorporating. You know, I think about
Yeah.
a lot of restaurants now are cashless, you know, so everything
Mhm.
is you know is card and you know so it's a lot going on, you know, slowly but surely.
Yeah. I think about the Jetsons, the cartoon, the
Mhm.
Jetsons, how people they were talking in the screen to someone and you would see the picture. And
Mhm.
that when that was out back in I don't know what year, that might have been the 70s,
Yeah, it was probably the
we were
70s.
we didn't have that. And now we have the iPhones or the
Mhm.
other softwares that allow you to see the person that you're talking to. So
Right.
resting to see these things to come into fruition.
Right. It just made me think about the bank tellers. A lot of the places are doing the same thing with the banks, and you go to a lot of the ATMs now. You could, you may not be able to see a teller, or you can't get to a teller. But if you press the button to speak to a teller, they'll pop up on the screen. How can I help you? And I'm
Mm,
like, oh man, it's crazy.
mhm,
So it's a
mhm.
lot out here.
Yeah,
So let me ask
yeah.
you, Shah, what are some of the different types of AI that you're familiar with, or that you've heard of that maybe others haven't heard of?
There are four types of AI. First type is reactive machines. Reactive machines are AI systems that have no memory and are task specific, meaning that an input always delivers the same output.
Okay.
The next one is limited memory, and that's the next step of AI in its evolution is limited memory. Third one is theory of mind, and this is the philosophical position that a computer program that causes a machine to behave exactly like a human being would also give the machine subjective conscious experience and a mind in exactly the same sense that human beings have minds.
Mhm.
And then the last one is self awareness. This will be when machines are not only aware of emotions and mental states of others, but also their own. When self aware AI is achieved, we will have an AI that has human level consciousness and equals human intelligence with the same needs, desires, and emotions.
Yeah, that's it's kind of scary when you listen to that because you say to yourself, "Huh? A robot?" You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Um, but it's here. I know I had invested into one of these small businesses, like, they always do these crowdfundings and stuff like that. And one matter of fact, they came out with I can't even think of what do they call it? Like, well, let's just say a personal assistant, robot or whatever. I can't even think right now, but it just made me think about that movie Megan.
I didn't
And
see that.
oh yeah, you got to watch it. But that's one of a few others that have came out over the years. But it kind of scares you because, like I said, just going off of some of the things that you just mentioned, if it can get to the point where, and I don't know if it can ever get there, but if it's going to have like a consciousness of a human, you have to ask yourself, how do they even obtain or created that to even happen? You get what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
then there's, but I know I seen a movie, and I'm so bad with remembering names and stuff. But some years back, I seen a movie with Felicia Rashad, and what you saying, and it's kind of making me think about that, where she was a doctor, she lost a son. I can't remember through a car accident or something like that. Um, and this other guy kind of had an accident, I guess kind of around the same time. But needless to say, she was trying to find a way as the movie progressed. She was trying to find a way to basically harness her son's um well, God, I just lost my train of thought. His oh, what did you just
Emotions or
not his oh
his
God,
brain.
pretty much it's a term. And you just said it. I can't. It's just that quick. Consciousness. Sorry,
Mm.
guys, consciousness. And basically, that's what she was doing. And this other person who kind of, I think, had a memory issue or whatever. But so what she did was she in some kind of way she was able to take her dead son's consciousness and place it in this other person who kind of had like amnesia or whatever. And so as the
Mm.
story went on, yeah, you have to watch it because, like I said, it's kind of making me wonder. You know, I know it's a movie, but a lot of these movies kind of play out in real time. So you got to ask yourself,
Mhm.
are they kind of using something like that for the robots? How they doing it? I don't know, but that's a question mark. But as time went on in the movie, the guy was having these flashbacks and didn't understand why, and he was kind of acting weird, doing things, and his loved ones started getting kind of scared. But when it was all said and done, he would go back to this doctor for treatment, which was which was Felicia Rashad, who put that consciousness in him, and some kind of way it came out, and he found out that that's what it was. I don't know whether the sun
Mm.
came through him or her son's consciousness came through the guy, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're here, you're back," and he was like, "What did you do, mom?" And it was weird, but it. Like I said, just listen to what you're just saying, just breaking down the different types of artificial intelligence. It's kind of on the same lines. Let me just say that.
Oh,
So,
wow.
definitely, I wish I could remember the name, but just type it in, kind of, Felicia Rashad, something with,
Mhm.
consciousness. It should pull up. But look at that. It was very, very interesting. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it is very interesting, and it's just the way of the world now. So
hmm
it's important that we educate ourselves as much as possible in AI, since we're we're already partaking in it, but
right.
the more we're abreast of it, the better. So, Taz, would you feel comfortable riding in a self-driving car?
Whoa. You know what? Well, let me just say this first. I would not mind, you know, getting into it just for, testing it just for the experience. More so if I had to first do it, it would definitely be on an experience. I wouldn't be going out there, "Oh, I'm gonna purchase a new self." No. I'm not purchasing a self-driving car. Um however, I will still have to, if I did it as an experiment, it still would have to be in a structured setting. Meaning I'll have to be in an area where it's set up, maybe where that's where they test out these type of cars, or maybe a racetrack, or something that don't have too much stuff
Yeah.
around it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just one of those things you're just getting in there, and you got others telling you what to do. And I will want to know, like, I don't know if it comes with instructions, but I would want to kind of, someone go over how to operate this, because I feel like, to me, we as humans can do some faulty things, or cause things to happen. Why would I put my trust into a machine? You know what I'm saying? So
And they have crashed. They
oh,
have been
right.
on, yeah, so
Right. So I just feel like they would have to definitely go over some instructions, and they would definitely have to tell me, in an event of something malfunctioning, this is what you do. So for me, my answer will be yes, if there is a safety mechanism in place that I
mhm.
know for a fact that it can be, used and operated by a human, if that feature, if that car starts to act up. However,
Mhm.
if nothing is in place, um, the answer will probably be no. Um,
Okay.
yeah, for me, the idea is great. However, as a human, it's just too much I know that I can do. And then just to be sitting back, like, oh, yeah. I'm just not that confident, um, to put my faith in a computer system that I know can die, that can get corrupted, or just malfunction. So, mm-mm. They
Mhm.
tell you, okay, the car is driving, and it starts to, like, veer off, or it's starting to go somewhere. You're like, well, wait a minute, or it's getting too close to a car, or it's starting to, and you can press a button or just grab the steering wheel, and once you touch the steering wheel, it knows that human touch, physical touch, you know what I'm saying? Just something that you can take over. But just imagine if you're in there and you're doing things that they kind of told you, but the machine is overriding it. Because if you just think about what you just said a few minutes ago, it may get to a point where it feels like it's smarter than a human. And it's just like,
Right.
no, this is better. And I'm going to drive. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's like, it's, oh, it's an accident waiting to happen. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just, no,
Hmm.
no. It's a little scary. What about you?
Not right now. I
Right,
would feel, and maybe like you said, on a racetrack or something like that,
right,
but on regular streets with lights and people, and I wouldn't feel comfortable at this point.
right,
Once it's
right,
more advanced, perhaps, but not yet.
right. And
But
like I
that
said,
would be wonderful though.
it
If
would.
you didn't have to drive and the
Right.
car just does
Pulls
it
up.
all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, I think it's great, but it's still one of those things. It's a machine. And I
Mhm.
still feel that a machine can't be as intelligent as a human being. However, the way they're talking and just what you said, I'm gonna say it again, what you said previously, it seems like that's where they're trying to get it. And
Mhm.
I've ran
Mhm.
across plenty of things that I used to be tied into where they used to be like, "Oh, help us with some AI stuff," where they want you to do videos and voiceovers and just different things because they're using that to help the AI develop more and more and more. And I was like, I don't want to be a part of that, because like I said, with some things, I think it's good to use it to us, to a certain level, but not to where it's
Mhm.
just taking over fully. So,
That's true.
but
Yes.
so let me ask you, how can we ensure that AI is used um ethical, how you say it, ethically
Ethically.
and responsibly? I mean, I don't know, could we say we? But I don't know because we're not necessarily the creators, but I guess as I have to deal
Yeah.
with them, I
I
guess.
guess if you work in an office that uses AI, there's certain things that can be implemented to make sure that you're being very transparent with the audience that has to use the AI or even the employees that's using the AI. Ensure that the information that the machine has, you're still practicing privacy issues and not letting that
Right,
information get out to just anybody. Fairness is important. You don't want the different forms of AI to be biased or
right,
prejudice.
right,
So those are just a few things that we have to think about if we're in a position to make some of those decisions in
right,
regards to AI.
right. Yeah, and the biggie, like you said, definitely making sure you're giving it the right information, but not the poison. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a big one.
Yeah. Yep. So overall, do you think AI will be good for our society?
I think yes. I think
Mhm.
AIs are good overall. Think about it. We stop and we really look around, we realize AI are used for more than we probably think or even know. Like you just mentioned, it's tied into so
Mhm.
many things, and if it's been around since the 1600s, come on, we're
Yeah.
behind. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like we just mentioned earlier, Siri. Think about smart TV, smartphones. I mean, the computers. Now you got your appliances. You can be away from home. Like I could be on the other side of town and I can set my thermostat. Things like that.
Mhm.
Those are
Mhm.
the internet of things, where your appliances and different things are communicating. And so it's a lot. And now you could go in your home and say Siri or whatever type of program you have, turn the lights on, set their alarm. You know what I'm saying? And it's doing those things.
Yeah.
But for me, I
It's fu-
just go ahead. Go ahead.
it's funny with this refrigerator. Certain refrigerators now they'll put like a list of things that
Mhm.
you might need
Mhm.
on the refrigerator, like,
Yeah.
and it's like it's looking in your refrigerator
Right.
and
And you're like,
and
"How?"
figuring out what you might
Mhm,
need. It's like, how do they know that the person might need that stuff?
mhm. Because
It,
that's like I said again, with these different, surveys and these different, projects, like I said,
mhm.
it's just basically this communication, and it's some kind of way it has a chip in there that it's something is reading something. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Everything that's
they
in
must be
there.
looking at codes or something on the
Right.
food. I don't
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, it's
but
definitely something.
yeah.
Um, the only thing I was gonna say was that is like, I just feel like when it comes to AI, I like to say a lot, with too much of anything and one thing in particular, such as AI, it could become a problem. I feel like
Mhm.
AI should only really be used in certain places or for certain situations. Um,
Mhm.
like think about when people have to rescue someone. Dangerous situation. Go ahead and send a daggone robot for that. You get what I'm saying? think about our firefighters. Maybe they could make some robots, resistant
Hmm,
gears and stuff like that. That
that's
could
a
go.
good idea.
That can go into the
Mm.
buildings, and what about the miners? You know what I'm saying? How many times they get trapped? You can send a robot
Mhm.
down there do the same job, then they'll have the
Mhm.
capability of digging themselves out if something like that happens. You get what I'm saying? That's
That
how I think.
yeah.
What about going out of space? The deep sea diving. Just things to me, um, that put humans at risk. To me, they're trying to put them in places that will take over jobs, and then you have to. To me, it's like it's good in one aspect, but then it's creating another problem, and you don't really want to
Mhm.
do that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, if you remove all these people, then where are they going to go? These type of people will have to get retrained. Because don't get it twisted, jobs are not going to go anywhere because at the end of the day, someone still have to program that stuff. Someone has to go in there and change a part or something like that. But for the most part, people that's going to lose those jobs due to these softwares and computers and robots or whatever they are, they're going to have to be retrained. And
Right.
a lot of people may not want to go through all of that, so they're going to have to figure it out. So I just think it would be best if they use it in other ways, like you said, to keep coming up with different softwares or things to help children learn, or just a couple of things that I mentioned, going out of space and construction sites. Just you know things to me that most people
Mhm.
wouldn't probably really really want to do, but they do it. So that's kind of how I feel about that. But overall, I think it could be good, but what some restrictions? Because I mean, think about it. They're gonna get to the point where they're gonna be having this state of being where they're operating almost like a human. You know, I think that could be dangerous. And how many movies have we seen when they turned on us
Yeah.
and it was no way to um shut them down because
Mhm.
they was becoming so advanced where even with just shutting down the program that you have programmed them with, they knew how to override it. You get what I'm saying? I know that's just the movies, but like I keep telling people, a lot of these movies are not so far-fetched as we think they are.
They not.
So, but okay, let me ask you, Shaw. And we might have touched over some of this, and we probably did. Like I said, some of this stuff, But let me ask you, what are some of the risks? I know we mentioned a few, but is there others that you could think of?
Mm, like mm, we said, privacy concerns with sharing, pu- personal
Right.
information. We talked about the loss of jobs. Um, they could also m- include creating convincing fake images and videos known as deep fakes, where you
Mm,
can't tell whether it's the
a
human
human or
or
not?
yeah.
That's a big one. Yeah, because the voiceovers and stuff, you be thinking, I've seen a lot of them do that with the president. You thinking they saying that stuff and they didn't really say any of that. Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, and like that last type we were saying, it's called so-called singularity, in which AI surpasses human intelligence.
Right, and that's what I was
That
just saying.
that's something.
Right. And that's why I said it gets to the point where they feel like they know more than us. And, it gets to the point where, like I said, every time you think you could do something with them, it's like they're going to override because, and like I said, we've seen this in movies. So, oof, that's like I
Hmm.
said, it's just it's scary to me.
Yeah,
But, mm.
and you probably touched on this already. What can AI do that humans cannot?
Um, well, a few things can come to mind. Think about it. AIs are like energizer bunnies; they can keep going and going. Humans are
Hmm.
not designed to do that, so we have to rest. Just for our mind body, just to run right, or we're going to run into health problems. See, they don't have to do
Hmm.
that. Not to say they can't get burnt out. Not to say they can. You always see on cartoons and stuff like that where they get so overloaded and then the springs just come out of them. Maybe that can happen, but overall, they can keep going. Another thing would be, a lot of them are built to be to be able to lift things very heavy, be able to maneuver things. Um,
Mm.
humans are not machine strong. You know what I'm saying? Unless they
Mhm.
superhuman. Now, I watch these where they talk about superhumans, but overall, most humans are not able to lift up things of very,
Mhm.
very, heavy weight. So I think that would be another one. Um, I mean, think about it. AIs will also be able to work all year long. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Versus humans, we're gonna quit the job, we're gonna call out, hey, we're going on vacation. You pissed me
Yeah, I
off, I'm
know
not
that's
coming in
right.
today. You know what I'm saying? But with artificial intelligence, depending on what stage they're at, since we know that they're trying to get them to the point where they're gonna be able to think for themselves.
So
Um,
they may not want to use those that particular type on some jobs. They may want to only take them up to a certain stage
right,
because then they'll
right,
act like humans would act. So they
right.
may not want that.
Right. But see, that's the funny part about that. Like I told you before, with some of those movies, those robots and stuff learned how to override that. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm,
when you think that level of skill is here, it done amplify because they don't override the program that you had
mhm,
programmed them with. So
mhm.
but yeah, if it's at the basics, then yeah, they will be coming to work, they're gonna be on time, and they'll be ready to go. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
um and
Yeah, I
right,
don't have to worry about calling out
right,
sick.
right. They'll be there to do that. Um, let me see. AIs probably can live a little, live longer than humans. Just knowing that we're humans, we get older. Things start to happen. With
Mhm,
machines, they can't get old. But the good thing about them, and I mean, we as people too, some things can get replaced in us as well. But with machines, they can get tune-ups and parts replaced, and they can still go on and on and on and on. Versus where we'll have to be like, hey, my legs ain't moving like they used to, or and I can't get a new leg or something like that. But that's just a few of them. So I just think, um, we're not here forever. So when it comes to stuff like that, I think they can definitely outlast us, if they're being
mhm.
kept up. So that's just a
Right.
few, and it's probably way more, but that was just a little bit that I could think of.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, it's interesting. But it's
It really
scary.
is.
It is, but it's kind of scary. Those just listen to the different levels that you gave. I keep going back to that because I'm like, oh, but it makes sense because, like I said, I've seen a few movies, throughout life, and I'm like, and I think I got sidetracked, but like I was saying earlier, with this company I invested in, they have one of those personal assistants, and I was thinking about getting one, and because you're a part of it, you'll get it earlier or quicker or whatever. And it was like I think at 2 grand, and I was like, I wonder how it would be just to see. I done seen
Yeah.
movies like it, and so I may try to get one eventually, just to see. Hopefully it don't freak me out, but
Mm.
be like I can have
So
me you would say, hey, I got me like a personal assistant or a babysitter, or I don't know, I don't know how much it can do, but
that'd
yeah,
be interesting to know.
yeah,
It'd be good to have one to clean the house.
right.
They already got that thing that goes on the floor. You just let it go and it
Mhm.
vacuums up and you don't have to push it or anything.
Right,
So, but somebody to wash the dish, load the dishwasher, cook,
right,
all those
right,
things.
right. If they programmed to do all of that, exactly. But like I said again, for me, like I said, people are gonna just get too greedy, and people just gonna overdo certain things. I would just keep it at a minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
just simple things. I don't know if I'm
Mhm.
trusting you in the kitchen just yet because unless you know how to stop a fire or something. It's just certain things people
Mhm.
have to just be aware of. And at the end of the day, it is a machine and we can't lose sight of that. So, but, well, guys, that concludes our show for today. We learned a few things, for those who don't really understand, artificial intelligence. And there's way more things we need to know.
Hmm.
But, that's just touching, like what they say, scratching the surface of it.
Yeah. And I just want to say we could do things and to educate ourselves more on AI. The first step is to learn how AI works. That could involve like reading articles and books, watching videos, attending conferences and events. By understanding the technology, you'll be better equipped to anticipate its impact on your life.
Right.
I think people should look for like, people individuals that know they're going to have to work more than 5 or 10 more years. I think people should look for careers that are AI proof, like nurse practitioners, physician assistants, mental health counselors, coaches, and scouts. Those just a few, and there's many, many more careers that are AI proof. So that's something to think about. I mean, of course, you want to do what you're passionate about, but if you could find something that you won't get displaced because of it, that'll be
Right.
great. A friend of mine called me the day before yesterday, I believe, and she was telling me she worked at the company I worked at. She works at the company that I worked at previously, and she was just telling me about all of the layoffs, and I was really surprised because the company did phenomenal during the pandemic, but a lot of the roles were are being downsized because of AI.
See? Hmm.
Yeah, so and some of them are jobs people making, I don't know really how much they're making, 70, maybe 80,000 a year and
Right.
no more. Not at
Right.
that company. So,
Right. And it's sad because that's what I mentioned earlier when I was talking about the McDonald's. Um, a lot of these people are in these companies for years and years and years and years, and now they're gonna come to a stage in their life where they'll have to be retrained or re-educate,
mhm.
like get more
Mhm.
education. And a lot of people are not gonna go through that or gonna want to be dealing with that. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, like I said,
Mhm. That,
hopefully they have something in mind or a plan when it comes down to that because that's gonna be the next issue.
yeah. If someone has, I say, more than 5 years to work, they really need to, maybe 10, really need to think about if their position is AI proof. And if
Right.
not, t- move towards getting something that is more AI
Right.
proof.
And
Yeah.
you mentioned a counselor, but you know what? As soon as you said it, I'm like, no, that's not AI proof. Because I could see them having a robot sitting on the chair. How can I help you today? And what you just saying, it's becoming more and more smart, honey. No, that'd be
Yes.
a
If
that'd be a
they're,
perfect situation for AI. So I don't know about that
hmm,
one.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll
Right.
see.
Right. Right. Right.
But yeah, I hope everyone has learned a little something about AI. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And put in the comments how you feel about AI and how it is impacting your life currently. And I do want to thank you for listening.